Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Vote TV Primetime Show. I'm your host, Nelson Mike Vidal Morioki. And as usual, remember that this broadcast is live streaming on 7 platforms that I do own. All this starts with Vote TV YouTube channel, goes all the way to the Nelson Mike Podcast YouTube channel, goes all the way to the Kenyan Facebook page, goes all the way to my private Facebook page, and goes all the way to Twitter at Vote Television. I know that we were supposed to start this show in about 10 minutes. Lakini, hii show ni moto sana. This is a highly anticipated broadcast, and I've decided to start this broadcast 10 minutes before the announced time. So as I wait for people to tune in, let me see, I can see we got Joyce Valeria saying hi, everyone. Nikonamoni Kambone saying hello. And this is a special segment that I've titled, it's called The Lebanon Talk. Why? Yesterday I broke the news of our sister, Jacinta, who has died in Lebanon, was found in her room after 3-4 days. And what happened? She was buried in Lebanon. Today, I have special guests on this show. For the first time in history, I will be hosting the Deputy Ambassador to the Kenyan Consulate in Lebanon, Mr. Kasim. Also joining me will be the President of all legal agencies in Lebanon, Mr. Joseph Saliba. Leo ni leo, msema kesho ni mwongo. Let me start by introducing. Who do I see? Florence Wangoi, Sharon Onyango, saying, hi everyone, I'm happy to be in the group. Elsie, good evening. Nelson from this end, thank you. Dentes saying, hi Nelson, watuambia everything that happened. Also, on today's broadcast, I'm gonna have the family member, the sister to the late Jacinta Mugore. She was here in the morning and she's back again tonight. So guys, this is the introduction, a special edition of the Vote TV Primetime Show, The Lebanon Talk. Wacha niseme hivi, wale wa Kenya ambao wanafanya kazi Lebanon, nimewambia, today is your day. Today is your day. There is no room for excuses. Today is your day. I can see Mr. Joseph is ready. Mr. Joseph Saliba is ready. He's getting ready. And let me just add one more thing on the screen. Exactly. If you would like to come and join me on this broadcast on camera, be my guest, send me a message on Vote TV WhatsApp number. It's right there on the screen. +1 571 361 3104. Send me a message and I'll send you the custom link to join this discussion. Leo ni leo, msema kesho ni mwongo. This is history right here on Vote TV Primetime Show. Joseph Saliba, get a cup of coffee. I can see you, my brother. Get a cup of coffee. It's gonna be hot tonight. It's a hot afternoon here in the East Coast. Pat, saying hello to you, utumishi kwa wote. Or like we say, huduma kwa wote. I also have Dentes, who's in Lebanon. Anasema kuna ofisi na chapa watu. Hayo yote tutaongelea leo hii. So without any further ado, let me start by welcoming my brother, Joseph Saliba.
Hello,
Hey,
Nelson.
Joseph.
How are you?
Welcome back again, man. Welcome back.
Thank you, my brother. Just let me start by sending our deep condolences for the case of Lady Jacinta. And During our talk today, we will talk about what might have happened, because the information that you got are still the start of the building, which we will continue to reach a good end.
That's right.
Knowing that the story is very sad because it's linked to death, but we will do
That's
all
right.
the needed. We will do all the needed to make sure that the family, which is concerned, would our solutions would make their heart cold a little bit after this bad story.
It's a bad story. It's a bad story. But you know what? Actually, I got something else I want to say before we actually even proceed. Let's start with some good news first. I need something.
Yeah.
I need something. You know, it's a beautiful afternoon. I'm doing this show outside. I was like, I gotta come out here and flex. That's what we say in America. I'm out here flexing. It's a beautiful afternoon. Thanks God. And I want us to start with some good news. And actually, you know what? I want you to break the good news as I prepare the next slide. Let's talk about our sister Irene Wasika.
Irene, the case that we dealt with last week, we reached the good end of the story that tomorrow she's flying back home. I want to thank some persons. One of them is the owner of the agency, which was cooperating with us, Mr. Zain. Mwakili, the agent who's from Kenya, who did all the needed also to push this in the good way to reach a result
right.
that Irene tomorrow will be back home. She has stayed all this time in the agency house with the family. She joined his
That's
family,
right.
and we cooled her down until she got the news today that she's flying back home tomorrow. And tomorrow I will send you all the details from the airport to confirm that she's on the flight back home.
Man. This is actually, again, those who are tuning in. Let's start with some good news. Our sister Irene Wasika. Remember this case? I broke this case on an afternoon. Mr. Joseph Saliba took over this case. And I woke up the next day. And all this brother told me was, she's in the office. That's how God works. That's how God works. So to all the viewers, I've actually put this out there. It's on my Facebook page. It's on YouTube. It's now we are announcing it here officially, and you've heard it from Joseph himself. Our sister Irene Wasika tomorrow will be heading home, and we say thank you, God, for these happy ends. Now, let's welcome some folks. I see Mesh Vimto is here. Joyce Valeria is here. Florence Adiambo, all the way in Lebanon, is here. So those who are tuning in, keep on dropping those comments as we proceed. Mr. Joseph Saliba is back. We are ready. And we are going to have this very crucial discussion. It's a very sensitive topic. Actually, Joseph, at one point I was like, man, I can't get this guy. The house was burning down.
Me?
Yeah, I was trying to get you. I was like, I cannot get you.
No, it was
the house is burning down.
No, I was late to reply you just for 2 hours. I was on a mission. I had a conference today, and as long as I reached my house, I was checking my phone. I saw the case, honestly, yesterday, but I wanted to know more. All that I knew yesterday, that you knew about a lady who's been dead in Lebanon, and I saw on the comments or on the topics that she had a tumor, she was sick, and I was like saying I had an idea of what might have happened with her, but I wanted more details to come from your side until you contacted me today, and we were saluting, and we said that we can talk about this.
Hold on. Mr. Kasim is here. This is history in the making. The deputy ambassador of the Kenyan Consulate in Lebanon is here. Mr. Kasim himself. Hold on. People looking at me like I'm crazy because I'm out here shouting. This is history on Vote TV. Mr. Kasim, get a cup of coffee. Joseph, I see Mr. Kasim is here, man.
Yeah.
Is he ready? Is he ready?
He's always ready.
This is history in the making, man.
Let me tell you just a small brief from my side, Nelson, about the role of the Consulate of Kenya and Lebanon. As I was reading some of the comments of the ladies, they were mentioning that in Lebanon, hello, Qasim, how are you?
Yes, good evening. How are you, Joseph? How are you, Nelson?
Actually, listen, is it Qasim or is it Kasim? They always say Kasim.
It's all the same. It's always the
Qasim.
same.
Yes, folks, listen. This is history. This is history in the making. I think right now, I feel like I'm in Beirut right now.
Yeah.
Drinking some Lebanese tea.
Always welcome to visit your second country, Beirut, my dear friend.
I'm coming, man. I'm coming. I feel like I feel like I'm in Beirut. Right there, drinking some Lebanese tea with a small cup. And you guys, I know how you drink your tea. You have like these small cups where you put like about 16 bags of sugar. Come on.
Okay. Ya Allah. You're making us smile and laugh.
First of all, Nelson, please allow me to give my condolences for the family, for the loss of our sister Jacinta Muguri.
Yes.
Well, we extend from her honorable family our sympathy on their tragic loss. We ask God to give the family the strength and the patience. And we ask Him to make up for this painful loss for her both children's. As I know that Jacinta, she has 2 children's.
Yes.
Let me clarify one thing for you, Nelson. We usually don't talk on the social media.
That's right.
You know that we need to refer to the authorities in Kenya first, but in this painful and exceptional circumstances, we decided to make a quick intervention. So it's like a try from us to protect our sisters in Lebanon from becoming a new victim and to become like a Jacinta. First of all, let us talk about some rumors, some people, some investors, that they are trying to spread some fake news about brainwashing the girls to prevent them from coming to the consulate and to get the help they are in the need for it.
Go ahead.
Those rumors about the consulate, either it is closed or still closed or it will be closed. We are meant to clarify that the consulate is still working and helping all the Kenyans that come and seek for the help from our consulates.
Breaking news right there. Thank you.
We have never stopped.
Go ahead.
9 years ago up to now, Mr. Sayed Hanna Gergis al-Shaluhi, he's still the honorary consulate of Kenya and Lebanon, and he's still insisting on the endless assistance for our Kenyan sisters in Lebanon and outside Lebanon, as the consulate work was not limited only to be in Lebanon. The consulate work also reached Syria and Palestine and Iraq.
Yeah.
So our intervention today is to warn our sisters, our Kenyan sisters, of the consequences of falling into this trap, about this lack of informations that some of them, unfortunately, are Kenyans, and the rest, let us call them investors. I don't want to call them criminals because I'm not a judge, I'm not a court. But those people who was brainwashing those Kenyans, who was giving them false information about telling them that there is no consulate, there is no embassy, there is no one who can help you in Lebanon. Those people, for me, and this is my opinion, those criminals, they are the one responsible about what happened to Jacinta. and they are the
Wow.
one who is responsible about what will happen for the rest of the others from Kenya. We are not here to say this kind
Sugarcoat.
of talk. I don't. Yes, I don't. I don't want. I don't want to go into those details. You know us. We are a consulate now. Our priority is to investigate, to make a real investigate, a deep investigate
Yes.
to see what really happened about the case for Jacinta. Who was
That's right.
the one who took the decision? Who gave the permission for those people to bury the body of Jacinta here in this country? Who
That's
gave
right.
them the permission? Who gave them the allowance to take the
To
decision on the
burn.
behavior of the parents and the family and to decide to bury this body here in Lebanon? And we will be
That's right.
making a follow-up from the consulate, and it will be official, and it will be followed by the consul by himself to see the medical case for Jacinta, because the family, they have the right to know why and what happened to their daughter and why did they lose their daughter.
That's right.
So
So,
let me
man, Kasim.
allow me, please, Nelson, to
Yeah.
yes, allow me just to say it again and repeat myself by telling all those Kenyans, all the ones that they are hearing us today. Me, I am, maybe if you look at me, you will think I'm a Lebanese. But me, Kenya is my other country, my second country. And the consul, Sayed Shaluhi, he used to take Kenya as his primary country. The loyalty and the love that the consul and the honorary consul, Mr. Sayed Shaluhi, that has for Kenya, it will not no one will be able to affect all the assistance and all the work we are trying to do every day to help our Kenyan sisters. This consulate has never stopped. Our offices is still open. Every day we have hundreds of cases, and we are solving those cases. And alhamdulillah, we thank God that we never failed in any case. We are protecting our sisters. We are protecting the name of the Kenyans. We are protecting their rights. And in the same time, we are moving forward with them to explain to them and to show them their rights and duties in the contract, in working in Lebanon or living outsiders while they are outside the contract. So any girl, and let me here be very specific and precise, any girl, any Kenyan, any citizen from Kenya that he's here in Lebanon, either he's in a contract, either he has a case, either he ran away from his contract, either if he's illegal or he's facing a case, don't allow anyone to brainwash you and to tell you don't go to your consulate because you are illegal. Don't allow them to brainwash you that the consulate is only made for the ones that they are in the contract. No, it's not true. We represent all the Kenyans in Lebanon, the one in the contract and the one outside the contract. We are
I hope that is
our
clear.
Huh?
Well, I'm saying, I'm just screaming out. I hope that is clear. Keep on talking, Kasim. I know you have a lot to talk. Keep on talking. We're listening.
The consulate in Kenya, the consulate in Lebanon, the consulate of Kenya and Lebanon is for all the Kenyans, not only for the ones in the contract, not only for the ones that they are outside the contract or they are facing problems with their employers. Any girl, any citizen can go on the website of kenyabeirut.com, and this is the official website for the Kenyan consulate. He can find the phone numbers. It's a hotline. It is available 24 on 24, 7 on 7. They can call anytime. We have WhatsApp on 2 numbers, and those 2 numbers are meant to be at the service of all the Kenyans that they are in our country and the neighborhood.
Because it's a
Neighborhood, I
responsibility.
mean, in Syria,
That's right.
Palestine, and Iraq. So this is what I really wanted to. I delivered this message to all the Kenyans. This is what I am really concerned now. My priority now, and the priority of the consul and the consulate, is to make this
Yes.
investigation, which is very important, to see
Yes.
why and what happened with our late Jacinta, our sister Jacinta.
That's right. That's right. And actually, let me first of all say thank you very much, because people have to understand. And Joseph, you're here. Thank you very much. Welcome again. People who are watching this broadcast today. Kasim had to go through there's a process of clearance for him to be able to come and speak here. You just don't get people from the consulate or someone who's working at the embassy and you just throw them on an interview. There's a process. There's a due process to be done. And I want to thank, first of all, Mr. Joseph Saliba. Thank you for actually, again, jumping in and being like, and telling me, Nelson, my brother, I'm going to hold your hand. Let's walk this case. When I got this case yesterday, Kasim, and I'm going to say this to all the viewers who are here, I was so shocked. I was so shocked because, first of all, it happened in the middle of another broadcast that I was doing. And then I'm asking myself all these questions. Did the embassy know? How come she has been buried in the land and the embassy that's supposed to represent her doesn't even know? How comes the family was not even consulted for them to be like, hey, we either want to have our daughter brought back, or she can go ahead and be buried in the country? There was no consent from the family. It was 1,000 questions going through my mind, and the same thing with all the Kenyans who have followed this case since yesterday on my platform. So again, you've heard this from Kasim himself. He has said the consulate is working.
Yes,
the
Nelson.
consulate
Nelson,
is working. Let's start from there. Yeah, go ahead.
Let me add one last thing, and it will be the start, because we really want everyone to know that the consulate is following, even sometimes, like what happened with Jacinta. Now I will explain how the consulate had knowledge. Yes, we had knowledge about the case, that she had a problem, and we had the report on the 7th of October. But unfortunately, the one who delivered the message to us wanted to mislead us, and he didn't want us to intervene in the right place. I will share some documents with you in private on WhatsApp, Nelson.
Thank you very much.
I would ask you, please, if you can share them with everyone and they are hearing us. This is from a phone of our consulate, from the WhatsApp of our consulate. Okay?
Yes, let me see.
It says that the International Red Cross in Lebanon notified us as a consulate on the 7th of October 2022, which means 1 week ago. They told us that the one who spoke to me, her name was Lama Slaihi. She's a senior social worker at the ICRC. She gave me the phone number of a doctor that I don't know him, and she have sent me a report, a medical report, for a girl called Suzanne Kamau.
Suzanne Kamau. Got you.
Yes. So, we as a consulate, we have received this report, and we have received this claim from Mrs. Lama. We took it very serious. And the claim was that ICRC, International Red Cross, was following up with a lady in Lebanon called Suzanne Kamau, and she was admitted to Hariri Hospital on the 6th of October 2022. In the report, it says a 40-year-old female patient, previously healthy, presented with headache. I'm not a doctor. I cannot explain the report. I don't know the terms. I don't know the medical terms that I have to use. But in the report, it says that this patient, she need to make an MRI. MRI, as the doctors
MRI.
told me,
have everything. Yes.
Yes, it is like I don't know, a technique, like taking a CT scan or something.
Scanner, kind of a scanner.
Scanner, exactly.
The MRI is just basically just scanning everything. It's just
for the head.
Scan everything from the head, from the head.
Right.
Yes, it's.
And she needs to be evaluated by a neurology, which was not available in the hospital of Hariri. So as a consulate, I personally answered the call for Mrs. Lama
Slahi.
And I informed her that as a consulate, we are ready to get her a doctor on the expenses of the consulate. And we are ready to find her a place to make the RMI on the expenses of the consulate. We are ready to cover everything. The only request, it was that she provide us with a copy of the Kenyan passport or the Kenyan ID for the lady admitted in the hospital.
At the hospital.
And we have our chat with Mrs. Lama. As you can see here, she already informed us. She already informed us.
Yes.
That when she sent me the copy of her passport, I will share it with you. If you can see here the date, it is 2:17 p.m. And this is the date that our chat has ended up between me and Lama.
Everything is opening up.
In the same day, 7th of October 2022. This is the phone number of our late Jacinta. The Consulate of Kenya in Lebanon has communicated with Jacinta. We didn't know that her real name was Jacinta. We thought her name is Suzanne.
Suzanne
Kamau. The fake name, exactly. That was the information given by Lama from IRC. We told her, hello, Suzanne. This is the Consulate of Kenya in Lebanon. We got your number from Red Cross. They told us that you need help.
This is a bombshell.
I have the voice message. I have the voice message for the late Jacinta that she have told me that she cannot talk. Her telephone has no battery. And she told me if there is a possibility if I can talk to her after a moment when she charged her phone. That was at 2:45, my dear Nelson. At 7:15, the consulate tried to reach. The consulate tried to reach Jacinta. But she didn't take the call. She hung up and she didn't answer. She answered us by this sentence. She told us, let's chat when I get home, please. And that was the last chat between the consulate and
Jacinta.
We tried to reach Jacinta for several times. We tried to call her because as a consulate, we always follow up. And we never leave a case like this one without follow-up. And we already followed up. And we were trying to reach, unfortunately, the fake information that it was given to us under the name of Suzanne
Kamau,
sorry. Suzanne Wairimu Kamau. Because we were informed by ICRC that the name of the lady is Suzanne Wairimu Kamau.
Yes. And Kasima, you'll send me, you'll WhatsApp me those details as well. Electronic follow-up. Now, this is breaking news for me. Now, this is breaking news for everybody.
Yeah. So what we were able to do, my dear Nelson, we were able to get the file number inside the hospital of Hariri for Suzanne Wairimu Kamau.
Yes.
And on Monday, the first thing we are going to do is to go to the hospital to bring this file to see the diagnosis. the real diagnosis
That's
that it
right.
was given from the
That's
hospital,
right.
to see why
That's right.
and what happened to
What
our
happened?
late Jacinta. The second thing, and we have the right to ask why Jacinta, she was submitted to the hospital under the name of her sister, and why she was not able
Oh,
to send us the copy of her passport or copy of the Kenyan ID.
ID,
Who
which actually she
told her
had.
not
Ha-
to? Who didn't allow her to? Because if that lady in that time, she communicated with her consulate and she asked for our help, I can
Wow,
make
wow.
sure and I am pretty sure that this lady now, she was able to be
Oh,
alive because the consulate was ready to give everything for this lady to make her survive. And this is not the first time, my dear Nelson. This is not our
my
first
God's heart.
case. It will not be the last. The consul Sayed Shalouhi never returned any demand for any help from any Kenyan.
This is
Yes,
crazy.
we are facing a crisis here in Lebanon. Things are not like before, but we are giving as much as we can. And sometimes we are giving even more than we can. And the only one who was giving without return, it was the honorary consul. So some people here, and I don't know why, they try to mislead those Kenyans, like they did with Jacinta, to make her fear to go to her consulate. Maybe Jacinta, and I'm not accusing anyone here, I'm just giving
Yeah,
my point of view because I have been in this
yeah,
consulate for almost 5 years now, and I have like somehow an
wow.
experience in dealing with such a case and such cases. In my opinion, this lady, she was scared to talk to her consulate. Someone made
That's
her
right.
fear to talk to her consulate. Someone
That's right.
didn't allow her to communicate with her consulate. And the reason
That's right.
was that she has been admitted through fake papers to the
A false
hospital.
name.
They told her if you go to the consulate and they discover your situation, they will make you a problem. Why? 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 What kind of problem is she going to face? We are here to help those Kenyans. We are here to defend those Kenyans. The consulate is here even to defend the one accused of stealing. The consulate is in Lebanon to defend the one that they are dealing in drugs and dealing in prostitutions. We are defending the girls even that they are facing criminal cases. So why a Kenyan should be afraid from her consulate? There's no reason to be afraid from the consulate. The only one who can help her, the only one who can be legally helping her is her consulate. So this is our message for them, Nelson, and for
The
all the
family. Man,
for the
man,
Kenyan
man.
sisters here in Lebanon, and
Everyone.
our promise to the family, our promise that we will be following up until the end, and we will not sleep before we know who was responsible about all what happened to Jacinta.
This is what we call a major bombshell. Allow me to say this, Joseph. Allow me to say this, Kasim, as we proceed, and those who are watching. Talking to the family directly, talking to the sister, talking to the brother who's in Nairobi, James, inbox me today. And now we are finding out now. We are finding out in God's name, under the sun, that there was an attempt by the consulate to help our sister
Twice, and three times,
to
and four times,
even
and even more than
to
four times.
even to even to even incur the hospital expenses on her behalf for her to go and get an MRI, to go and get all these things checked. And I gotta sit here. I gotta sit here as a fellow Kenyan. Now Wakenya wenzangu munisikize. I gotta now sit here as a Kenyan just like you. And all I'm thinking about right now is that we have two children who have no mother, who have no father, that could be having a parent right now. And don't tell me that I don't have any reason to be angry right now. Not even angry, but to be actually disappointed. Yes, we understand the situation. She was not under contract. She was not under contract. Whatever was happening, I don't care about that. This is about human life, man. You've seen what we are all here watching. And Kasim, send me all the paperwork. You have my number. I'll send me all the paperwork. Kasim has given us an electronic digital print and follow-up of the date and the time and when she went to the hospital and what the hospital said and what she's supposed to do and what was supposed to be done and what the consulate said. The consulate said, look, we will take care of your expenses. Which brings me back as a Christian to a scripture that says, my people, you fail not because of lack of money or anything else, but we fail because of lack of knowledge. And I can see there was a miscommunication somewhere. There was a miscommunication somewhere that has costed our sister her life. A young mother has left two children right now as orphans. And on top of that, she has been buried in Lebanon. By the way, Kasim, just FYI, as you continue to do your follow-up with the consulate,
yes,
she has been buried at a place called Akkar or something, somewhere right there at the border between Lebanon and Syria.
We have all the informations. We are following up. Don't worry, Nelson. We are following up with the authorities in Lebanon, and very soon we will be able to know who was the responsible, who took this responsibility, who overpassed the consulate and overpassed the family and took this decision, this criminal decision, to bury someone in the foreign without the allowance and the acceptance of his family.
To those who are watching, this is the consulate speaking. This is the deputy ambassador consular of the consulate in Lebanon. This is not something that we're just talking about. I have in the middle, I have Joseph, like I always say, when I'm in a situation, I always ask God to hold my hand. And because you are my closest brother here, now hold my hand. Say something about
will always.
this.
Let me first just lighten one point. The good thing in this bad story shows that the consulate was doing all the needed without anything going on the social media. And this is the power, and this is the faith that should reach all the Kenyans here. That not after a story came to the social media, what we are doing after it. It is what has been done before everyone knows about this case. And this shows you that in their offices, in the consulate where they are working, many of the stories are being dealt, and they are doing all the needed without any marketing for this. So here I would like to salute Mr. Sayed, the consul, the honorary consul, because I know him in person as a person of faith, as a believer. And let me tell it, maybe Qasim cannot say, for the 9 years, Mr. Shaluhi did not have any income, financial income to support the cases that he's dealing with. And I know how hard it is right now, but all that I know for sure, that he decided that he will not leave any case behind. And for Qasim, I tell him that maybe we are not always on the same wave. He is doing the part that he concerns the Kenyans. I am representing the part of the agencies. Some misunderstandings happen, but for sure, both and with other parties, we are trying to do all the needed to keep the image of our country in the right place. We are Lebanon, It is Lebanon. It's not any other country, and I don't want to name any other country, but this is Lebanon. Two, hoping that in the coming days, we will be moving forward for more protection for the old process, because the people who are concerned now, you are having them on your channel tonight. Many,
that's right, they're here,
of whom they say that they are concerned, they don't. They are cheaters. We are the parties which represent the care for this process, each one from his own side. But you know, when you are just lighting a small alarm, Nelson, you see that we are moving. And now we were talking about the case of the lady who Qasim also helped us
Irene,
in. Irene, tomorrow she's leaving back to her country. And today I had maybe 4 or 5 cases with Qasim. All the day we are together solving things you don't know about. We don't want to go into the social media about it, because we know if we are doing the result as should be done, it's our job from our side as a syndicate, from the consulate. And the thing that happened, and I know what Qasim was feeling, because he passed in a very bad experience from about 1 year or 1 year and a half, where his baby, sorry to say that, some of the bad Kenyans, let us say it, we have bad Kenyans, we have bad Lebanese, we have bad people next to you in the USA, Nelson. I am telling about these bad Kenyans who are trying to do a story which will make the consulate and all the stuff, that they are the bad people. They reach a time that they wanted to take the son of Qasim from the car and kidnap him. And we have videos about this. They broke his car. The person who is running after their interest, their protection, as he proved for you for a case which he did not do because it's on the social media. He was doing it before even you know about it, Nelson. So here I advise everyone who is feeling fear, or he's not trusting because of some of the ladies being partners of big cliques happening in Lebanon for bad things. No, these do not care more than the consulate do. So the consulate is there. Go knock on the door. Whatever was the situation, legal, not legal, and we will talk about this now between me and you, because Qasim will be leaving, and I know that. Thank you very much, because he participated in this, knowing that he told you why, because it's an emergency, but he should go into a procedure. So thanks again, Qasim, for trusting this state, Nelson, and trusting us.
This is Vote TV. This is Vote TV.
This is Vote TV.
Moving forward concerning the help for our sisters Kenyans, with the cooperation of all the Lebanese authorities, with the Lebanese agencies, and with you, Nelson, and all the social media. Together we can make a difference. Together we can always something, maybe
Qasim, before you leave, because I know you're looking at let's do this. This is the sister of Jacinta.
Yes. First of all,
Susan.
Susan,
welcome.
I am really sorry about your loss. Thanks. All my condolences for you, for the family. I just wanted to let you know, and to let the family know, that it was not only the loss for your family, it's a big loss for us as well. Every time we lose a Kenyan in this country, it's a very big loss for us. So our promise for you and for your family, we will be following up to the end.
Susan, it's too loud at the background. You should be focusing on this right here now. You're talking to someone from a higher office. Qasim, can you please go on and talk to Susan, the sister of the late Jacinta, right now? Go ahead.
Our promise as a consulate, that we will be following up that case for Jacinta. We will not let it go like this as a story. We will make all the efforts. We will do all the necessary to know who was responsible and who took the decision on the behalf of the family. We promise you that we will not sleep before we know the right story about Jacinta. May her soul rest in peace, Suzanne. This is the only thing I can tell you to make it a little bit easy for you and giving you this promise. I'm really sorry we couldn't help more than we did. We tried to reach your sister more than once and twice and 3 times and 4 times, and we have all the register between us and the call logs. But unfortunately, we couldn't reach your sister in the right time. But I just want others to learn from this story. I want to make your sister last forever in the heart of all the Kenyans and in the brain of all the Kenyans. I want her to be a lesson for all the Kenyans that they are in foreign, not only in Lebanon. I'm not talking only in Lebanon.
Okay.
I'm talking about the whole foreign. When any Kenyan she needs any help, she has to seek the help from the right person, from the right place, from the right office. Any foreigner who needs any help should go to his embassy or consulate. And they should not fear. And they should not trust other than their consulate or embassy.
Okay,
Jacinta,
I want to clarify one thing there.
Yes, I'm hearing you, Susan.
I'm Suzanne. I'm Suzanne Wairimo Kamau.
Yes.
And my sister had my passport just like a sister. She didn't have that passport to use at the hospital. When she told me she used that passport in the hospital, I told her, why did you use my passport? And she told me she didn't have a copy of her passport. That's why. But I have a lot of conversation me with her since she got sick till when
Suzanne,
she missed.
It's not time now to clarify all this. Jacinta now is between God's hands, and God may forgive her and he will forgive us of all the sins or anything that we did wrong. Me, I'm not concerned why Jacinta she was admitted to the hospital under your name. I am concerned why the information that it was given to the consulate, it was misleading the consulate to the wrong person. Me, I can understand that she will use the ID or the passport of her sister, of her friend. Maybe she was not able to, she was not understanding. Maybe she was in a shock. Maybe she was not aware about what she was doing. Your sister was sick. We cannot blame her. I cannot blame her. No one can blame her.
She had a brain tumor and she was not in her right senses. Even the way we were communicating with her. But all in all, we are not here for blame games. It has happened. It has happened.
We are not here to blame anyone, my dear Suzanne.
I need to ask you. I need to ask you one question, please.
Yes, sure, Suzanne.
From the information I have, Jesse was taken from the house by the police on Wednesday evening. As the office of the consulate, did you at that time have any information of a Kenyan girl who died somewhere and she's going to be buried in that labor? Like, what happened? What we are still confused. We are in shock.
Suzanne, let me clarify one thing. As a consulate here in Lebanon, we never accept, we never give any allowance from the consulate, from the side of the consulate, to anyone to bury anybody in Lebanon unless if we have the clearance and the acceptance from the family. This is a procedure. This is what we really and we usually do. When we lose any of our sister Kenyans here in Lebanon, the usual procedure is to inform the consulate that we have a dead body. They will ask us, the Mukhtar will ask us to give him like a permission, an allowance from the consulate that this body can be buried here in this country. For your sister, unfortunately, we didn't have anything from this. That's why we are making our investigation, because what happened, it was not official. What happened was not human. What the consulate, as an official side that represent Kenya, we was not informed by anyone that there's a dead body found in the house on Wednesday. We was informed from the social media. Me personally and the consul himself, we were informed through the social media. We were not informed officially from any official site.
Yeah.
That's why we are making our investigation, because we really want to know why and what really happened and who is responsible about taking this decision, and who bypassed the consulate, bypassed the family, bypassed everyone, and took the decision to bury the body in the foreign without getting back to the family and getting back to the consulate and getting back to the Lebanese authorities.
We are surprised. Like
So,
we are surprised.
I'm really
like,
sorry. I'm really sorry, Suzanne. I'm not able to give any more informations because, as I told you, it's like an investigation. We have to investigate. There's some stuff we can say, we can talk about on the social media, but we have plenty of things we cannot talk about. But be sure that at the end of this story, I know that whatever we do, we cannot bring Jacinta back home. We cannot bring her alive back home. But be sure, at the end of this story, the one who was responsible about what happened to Jacinta, you have my promise.
Okay.
He will end up in jail. And he will be responsible about it.
Will you be able? Will we be able to get the body and bury it back in Kenya?
Concerning this, Suzanne, I'm really sorry. I cannot give you this answer. Me, I don't know if you are able to get out the body from where it is buried. I don't know the situation. I don't know. I don't have any report. Any forensic doctor did not give any report about the body that they found on Wednesday. We don't know if Jacinta, we were not officially notified from any side if Jacinta died because of the tumor in her head from cancer or from something else. We have an investigation we have to make, we have to finish, and we will be in the same time we will be following up with the family. We will see, we will do everything that it will be under the will of the family. If the family will ask, and this is your will, to take the body back home, I don't know if it is possible, but we will try to ask this in the court. We will do all our best so the family at least can have some peace inside her heart and inside her soul.
There's something I would like to say, Susan. Do you see how I work here? I broke the story of your sister 24 hours ago, and because there's my God in heaven, you are here talking to a representative from the Kenyan Consulate in Lebanon. I'm telling you this. There's so much that I've learned today, because I was also in darkness. Kasim, Joseph, everyone who's been following this story since I broke this story yesterday right here on Vote TV, I've been asking God questions. But two things for me personally, there are two things I want to say. One thing I know for now is that whoever made the decision for Jacinta to be buried in Lebanon surpassed the consulate and surpassed any other institution including the family. And they went ahead and buried her in Lebanon. That's clear. And number two, another factor for me is that the consulate had already some information starting from October 7th, and Sakim will send me all the paperwork. There's a digital footprint. There's a digital footprint of your communication trying to follow up with the person that was called Suzanne Kamau at the hospital. Turns out Suzanne Kamau was Jacinta.
Okay.
So we will put all this information together, and you are there right now. So Susan, the biological sister of Jacinta. And by the way, for those who are watching, welcome to Vote TV Primetime Show. I'm seeing thousands of questions in the comments. Let's finish the Jacinta story first, because the Jacinta story right now has priority. Hizi maswali zingine zote mko nazo hapa naziona, and I will also make a point of asking those questions. Before I go back to Susan, Kasim, the question is, people are asking, where is your office right now in Lebanon? How can they reach you? And what's the phone number?
Yes,
let's start with that question before you go.
This is very important, and this is what I really wanted to clear before. And I'm really sorry I have to leave you, Nelson, but we are located in
But thank you
Beirut,
for your
in the
time.
middle of Beirut. We are located in Badaru Street, facing Fransa Bank, facing Bank Audi Bank. We are on the second floor in Fawaz building. This is our office. Our phone numbers are on the website, on the official website, on kenyabeirut.com. They can find our official Facebook page, and we are on social media, on Facebook, under the name of Honorary Consulate of Kenya and Lebanon. Our phone numbers, addresses, the landline, our emails, all the informations concerning the consulate are mentioned on the website. And we are always ready to help. Our offices are always open for all those Kenyans that they need help, and we are ready to help them, whatever it takes and whatever it was.
Yeah, there's one thing I want to say before you go, Kasim, because I had already built up a web portal for Kenyans in Lebanon who, when they're in distress or because they are crying in my inboxes, and even there are thousands of comments, hundreds of comments are flowing here. People saying that they are going through situations and that they have not been helped by the consulate, or they have tried to reach the consulate and nothing has been done. This is what I want to do. Number one, my priority today was Jacinta, and that for me has been clarified, and I thank my God in heaven, and I thank Joseph. Thank you again for coming through. But I want to make sure that we will follow on this issue, and Vote TV is right here, Kasim. You know my platform. I'm here. All these cases of distress, all these people who are saying that they're not being given food, all my sisters who are saying that they're being harassed or they are going through any form of oppression, I promise, right here under the sun and under my God in heaven, for every single Kenyan in Lebanon. Na munisikiza sahi. Listen to me. Kasim is here. Joseph Saliba is here. I will make sure that we follow on each and every single case. We've lost a sister just like that because there was some miscommunication and because people spreading some false information, and she's gone. Jacinta is gone. We can't bring her back. She's gone. Susan, your sister, is gone. 2 kids are now orphans. If something had been done, this story would have a different outcome. We perish because of lack of knowledge, not because of lack of money. And yes, even Jesus had doubters. Even Jesus had haters. The world is, we have 7 billion people on this planet, and you cannot make everyone happy. I know that part. People, they are saying that when they go back to the office, they're being, Kasim, I'm telling you this straight up. They say they're being beaten. They're being punished. They're not being given food. There's complaints about salaries not being paid. All this are complaints that I've received. The people who are saying that they're sick. One thing I know, for example, and that's another fact, Irene Wasika is going home tomorrow. This is someone who reached out to me because she wanted to have help. And I contact Joseph. I didn't even contact Joseph. Joseph, you contacted me. And I didn't want Sika is going home tomorrow. So I believe when you have a system in place, you can fix problems and you can save lives. We're not supposed to be having this issue. To all my fellow Kenyans who are in Lebanon, you've been told where the office is. Me, I knew, Kasim, that your office is closed. That's what I knew. I knew your office is closed. Oh, the Lebanon office is closed. No, they're not working. If you call them, no one is responding. Can you tell them again where your office is?
Yeah, sure.
You see,
we are
Sharon is saying.
Located in Beirut.
Sharon is saying Hakuna office.
Badaro Street. We are in Fawaz Building, second floor. And please, anyone who want to contact the consulate, they can contact us through 2 hotlines. Those 2 hotlines, they are available 24/24, 7/7. We have WhatsApp on those 2 numbers. They can leave their message and the consulate will reply as soon as possible.
Can we do a quick, let's do a poll. Let's do a poll right now. Let's do a quick poll. Joseph, you're here.
Yep.
If I call your name, say yes.
Yes.
Susan, you're here. Kasim, you're here.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm going to ask this question. And I'm going to ask it in Swahili first. And then I'm going to ask it in English. Kama kuna Mkenya ambaye anawatch broadcast ya leo sahi, ambaye anapitia changamoto Lebanon, muinue mkono juu kwa chats right now. Which means, let me translate. If there's any Kenyan in Lebanon who's watching this broadcast right now, who is going through a situation, any form of oppression, raise your hand right now. And Kasim, Joseph, Susan, whoever is gonna say yes, I'm gonna highlight their comment and put it on the screen. I'm waiting. Okay, they're saying they want the number. Do you see that, Joseph? Kasim, give them the number again.
Yes, it's +961 71175 006. This is my phone number. The second phone number is +961 70 234 006. Those 2 numbers are the hotlines for the consulate. We have WhatsApp. They can communicate with us for any emergency, any claim, any help, any demand, any question. We are always here to answer them and to help them. And we are always,
Joseph, help me.
We are always ready to receive them in our offices in Badaro Street in Beirut.
Okay, and one thing, Mr. Kasim, please, before you go, we as a family, we need to communicate with you people directly. So
yes,
I can't type your number right here. So he will give you
I'll
my
give
number.
it to you.
At least we can talk privately.
For sure. Anytime, Susan. Anytime. You are ready to give all the efforts and to give all the help we can do. And we are always ready for the help and to listen to the family, for sure. You can communicate with us anytime.
Wait a minute. I've asked a very simple question. It's a very simple question. Na nimesema na Kiswahili na pia nikasema na Kiingereza. Kuna Mkenya ambaye yuko hapa saa hii ambaye anapitia changamoto, ainue mkono juu. That's the question that I asked. It's like you're asking people like, okay, is the sun shining today? And they're telling you, by the way, tomorrow they have some special offers at Walmart. I don't need statements. Can you raise your hand up if you're going through any situation, any case of oppression in Lebanon? This is the deputy ambassador in the office. Raise your hand up. Rose Minor. Okay. I'm giving you an opportunity right now. Kasim, let me ask you a question, by the way, before you go. Have you ever appeared on any Kenyan media network or any other platform in your career?
No, not yet.
Not
This
like
is
this.
our first time. This is our first time.
This is the first time. This is the first time. And thank you very much.
Like to go on social media. It's not our way of work. It's not what we are seeking. It's not our target to be on the social media, Nelson. But what happened with our sister Jacinta forced us to go on the social media because we don't want any more Jacinta in Lebanon anymore. We don't want anyone to have the same end like Jacinta in Lebanon anymore.
And let me actually try to explain to you guys who are watching this broadcast. Kasim and Joseph, you're here, you're my witness. Kasim had to get clearance for him to be able to make an appearance here.
True.
And again, I repeat, I'm going to actually confirm that because I understand how legislations work. Embassy officials never make appearance on social media. Embassy officials don't make appearances on YouTube. They don't. This is one in a million cases. Have you ever seen Kasim, Joseph, Susan? You're here. Have you ever seen the Saudi embassy ambassador on YouTube talking? No. Have you ever seen the American Kenyan ambassador on social media talking? No. They don't do this. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. Where there's a system, things can work. I'm focusing on the system. I'm focusing on the legislations. I'm not focusing on the noise. Susan, ni jambo la huruma. Listen. I'm sad for your family today. I'm sad for your family. Your sister could be here at your high. All that was needed was that MRI. And once the MRI is done, then they could have taken the steps to go ahead and take care of her. Remember what Kasim said? Let me explain this to you because now I'm doing a whole breakdown. Kasim said the name for us was not an issue. Whether it was Susan, even if you listen, if Susan was taken there with the name Joseph or Nelson, what the embassy looks at is the fact that she's a Kenyan, because it's an obligation to take care of every citizen. See where I'm coming from?
Let me ask a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
MRI, but when she was in Hariri, they did a scan and they told her, okay, they didn't tell her. They told her friends because she was the one who was sick. They never told her, but they did a scanning and they told the friend like she has a brain tumor. After 3 days, she
Yes, Susan, let me clarify. Maybe you was not with us when I showed this report that it was made from the
I have seen all
exactly.
I have seen all the documents.
This is not the RMI result. In this report, the doctor was suggesting to make an RMI. And due to this report, the International Red Cross communicated with the consulate to see if we can find her a place to make the MRI and if we can cover the expenses. And we already told them that we are ready to do it. The only thing we asked them to is any copy of any Kenyan ID or Kenyan passport. But unfortunately, they didn't send any. The only thing they sent, it was the name of Susan. So we requested from the International Red Cross any copy of the Kenyan passport or the Kenyan ID, and we requested the phone number for Susan so we can communicate with her.
For Jacinta.
Because considering for Susan, because we didn't know that the real name was Jacinta. Joseph.
There you go.
We were dealing with Jacinta like if she's Susan. Me, I am relaying on the name of the girl that it was mentioned in the report of the hospital. Me, I didn't know anything about Jacinta. I didn't know who is Jacinta. I was talking to Susan, and I have a conversation between me and Susan. And
it's on print.
Jacinta.
Yes.
I was talking to her as Susan. So unfortunately, I don't know if it was Jacinta who was replying to me on
Okay.
that phone number, or it was someone of her friends.
The
I
report
actually don't
the
know
report
Jacinta.
about
I've never
the
seen
brain
her in the
tumor.
first place.
The report about the brain tumor. Do you have it? Do you have in any way know that she had a brain tumor?
The only report we have received from the International Red Cross, it was a CT scan or the scanner that it was made in Rafiq Al Hariri Hospital, that it was recommending an RMI scan, and a neurology was recommended for the evaluation, which was not available in the Hariri Hospital. This is the only report we have received from IRC, International Red Cross. We don't have any copy for any other reports. And I'm sorry, I'm not a doctor. I cannot explain. I cannot tell what does this report says. Maybe it says that there is a tumor. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. But what I can see is that at the end there's a conclusion. The conclusion say that this girl, she needs to go and make an MRI brain and need evaluation by a neurology which was not available. That report was made by Dr. Sarah Kuzi or Kuzin. I don't know the family name.
The names.
On the
Okay.
CT scan.
I have understood you, and we will not talk a lot of things here in on social media, but we can talk between you and we can talk more.
You have my
Not here
number,
in
Suzanne.
social
You have the freedom.
What I'm
You have
going to
the
do
freedom
is,
to
what I'm
communicate
going to
with
say
me
is,
anytime, anywhere. You have my phone number. You
yeah,
can call me. You can communicate with me through WhatsApp.
that's what I wanted.
And you can talk to me by email. You can find my email as well on the website. It is kenyabeirut.com. All the information that belongs to the consulate, it is mentioned on the website. So anything you need, it will be on the website, on the official website of the consulate.
Suzanne, are we clear on that?
Thank you so much, Nelson. Thank you so much for this opportunity to clarify all those things. Joseph, I thank you so much. And I really appreciate all the efforts you are trying to do, especially in those moments in Lebanon and all this crisis we are facing in this country. Let's hope, let's relay on that. We are building some effort, some solutions. Let's hope always for the best. Let's hope that hand by hand we can protect our sisters, our Kenyans.
Lebanon. Vote TV. Vote TV is here.
Hope for the best, that one day we can ensure and we can get them a better place, a safer place. And when they need any help, inshallah, we will be in their services and we will be able to solve all those problems, and we will not face any other case like this painful and sad story like Jacinta.
Inshallah.
Man.
Thank you, Qasim. Thank you very much.
Qasim, what I'm going to say is thank you very much for your time. And again, your consulate is always welcome. Remember, Vote TV is here. I have the platform. I have the database. I have the technology. We can make these things work. Thank you for your appearance today. I know again, for those who are watching, this guy had to go through a technical clearance. He had to go through his own MRI to be able to make an appearance here. But folks, I'm gonna let Qasim go for now, and then we're going to get to the grilling session. Joseph, there are thousands of comments in here. It's time for it's time for the stones. I told you bring the coffee. Qasim, you've cleared your part, and we will deal with these questions that are being asked here that are going to be, I'm ready for this session. Thank you, Qasim. Have a good one. God bless.
Thank you, Qasim. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Susan.
let me see what I can do here. Let me welcome my sister Mesh. And now that we have finished that part,
my partner.
Actually, you know what? Actually, Susan. Actually, okay. Wait a minute. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna Susan. It's okay. Susan, we'll talk later. Let me remove Susan from the stream. Now that we have finished that part, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the moment when Jesus Christ had to make a declaration. Let whoever who has not sinned, cast the first stone. There are two. I have especially two people that I've been reading their comments here. The first one is Mary Jockey. Mary Jockey, I think you've typed. I think your fingers are actually itching right now. Let's welcome Mesh Vimto. Mesh, say hi to the audience.
Hi everyone. Hi, Mr. Saliba and Nelson. We are back again. How are you doing?
Lebanon
Fine.
talk.
Yes. Nelson, if you will allow me, just for the case of Jacinta for 2 minutes.
Yeah, please. Yeah, go ahead. That's right.
Let me try to give a small scenario of what have happened for the case of Jacinta. It's not something that I know for sure, but it's by experience. I can imagine the following: that Jacinta was really sick. By help, she was taken to Hariri Hospital. It's a governmental hospital where you don't need to pay much money to get seen by a team of doctors or whatever. But there are things when you want to move to MRI and special things, you need to pay money. So the question is, after she went to Hariri Hospital, she's been back home. The place where she was found, as I knew from the story, was at home.
Yeah.
Okay. So if this lady had an insurance, she would have stayed at the hospital. If this lady had the documents in hand, maybe she would have died. No one gives God the permission. We are all His. But maybe she could have been rescued. Maybe she could have been given medication until she reaches her country and her family, and maybe she would die there. We are talking about a cancer, which shows in the documents that there is something serious was going on. The bad in this story the bad story is that she came back home where she was alone, that after 3 days, they discovered that she disappeared. It means she was maybe suffering alone. No one knew about her. She was hopeless. No help came to her. And this takes us to a place, and I'm not telling this to reach to my point of view, but suppose the same case was that she was working in a place where she had someone who is responsible for her file, who would have taken her to the hospital. He would have paid the needed, or the minimum, paid her back a ticket to go back home. The scenario that we reached with Jacinta, that she was out from her normal job, working outside, illegal, she has no documents, she got sick, she had nowhere to go to, she died. The thing I'm trying to tell you is, with all the lovely stories that they give, that outside is heaven and inside is something so bad. No, it is not like this. When I want to travel to a country which I don't have relatives in, and I don't know which people are living there that might give me help or no, I need a shelter. The shelter should be the system that you are talking about. We are part of this. The insurance companies is part of this. If this lady had the insurance, we wouldn't have all this, and maybe she suffered a lot, and maybe she reached the Hariri hospital at the end of her story. It was too late. Now, if any lady is working in a house and she comes to anyone, to the family, and say, I have a problem, I'm sick, or she might reach her agency or the consulate to tell that she's sick while she is legal, I am sure that this will not be the destiny like what happened to Jacinta. Another thing concerning Jacinta, I am so sure that the Consulate of Kenya will move beginning Monday, because Saturday and Sunday we are off in Lebanon, and they will be getting all the story. My point of view and my scenario says also that this policeman went to the place where someone told them there is a smell or something bad happening in this place. There is a body.
I think, yeah. The Ethiopian neighbor is the one who said that there was some smell that was coming.
Okay, when they reached there and they found a body, that even the Ethiopians that told about her are illegal. No one came to say, I know this lady. I am sure that this is what happened. They left the police alone to take the body. They know nothing if she's from Cameroon, from Kenya, from Sierra Leone. So I cannot blame my country 100% while she has no identity in her pocket, while she has nothing to show that what nationality is she, so that I can contact the embassy. So what happened is a dead body was put in the fridge. And sorry, I'm talking about this, but I'm telling details for you to know that we cannot directly jump to a conclusion that our country went and did something so wrong without having any evidences that they knew and they tried to cover this or to hide it. No, for sure what happened is an African, for sure, as a dead body. No one came to make any report about her. Just they put her in the fridge, and the hospitals here, they begin telling you, okay, we need money for the fridge. It's all about space and electricity and blah, blah, blah. For 1, 2, 3 days, and no one came to ask about her. For sure, they go to bury the body, and it's good that it is buried by the law and by the system. When you want to take this body back home, you can take the body back home, and it will reach, in all cases, in a bad situation, because the body vanishes, and you know the soul which goes up. But never, never we can dream of having Jacinta with all her beauty back home while she was illegal, facing that the transfer of body from one country to another, my friend. I had my cousin, he was 45 years old, in the USA. We need to bring him from there to Lebanon to be buried with his family here. It took us more than 20 days to do the procedure. And he had the money, and the wife paid the money, and we helped in this. How about someone with no identity, with no insurance, with nobody to cover all this, that she will be back home as a full body? So I am fully convinced that the consulate will do all the needed. And if there is any way, that we can help by our connections to send the body back home, if there is any way by law, by the insurance, by the, sorry, not the insurance, by the cargo companies, because maybe they will tell you, we will move the body under certain circumstances. Not any situation of a body can be transferred. It needs a special box to be sent by. There is a system. I don't want people to be like annoyed from what I'm telling you, but I'm telling you the procedure has begun. As long as you went on VoTV and you talked about this case, it's not your case now alone. It's our case and yours, and everyone is watching us. We will reach the point that we feel that we did our part, and we can sleep in peace that we did our part concerning Jacinta and her family. This is what I wanted to clear, so that it will not show that it is just we found someone from Kenya. We know that she's from Kenya. We didn't ask anyone. We put her in a place. No, I don't think that this is the right scenario. And this, I hope this will show later on that what I have told was the logic scenario by my experience.
Mesh, welcome to the show. Mesh, all this being discussed here, it's been a long day. It's been a long day since yesterday. What do you have to say? Let's start with Jacinta, and then we're going to have a look at 5,000 comments today.
Yeah, I want to send Mr. Saliba to Mr. Kasim first. Mr. Kasim is saying that there is an office in Badaro. The truth is there is no office in Badaro. Mr. Kasim does not pick calls from girls. The reason I'm saying so, why do Embassy for Kuwait say if any Kenyan in Lebanon have a problem, you should talk to Embassy in Kuwait? Why does Kasim say that he have an office in Badaro, whereby no office in Badaro, Mr. Saliba? You have to confirm that. There is no office in Badaro. Because if any girl bring a problem, maybe in my inbox, I do give them the number for Kasim. Mr. Kasim do not pick calls at all. Mr. Saliba, are you aware of the office in Badaro? Before there was in Badaro. But later there is no any office. So I wonder why Kasim lying to us? Why is he hiding that?
Okay, dear, Mesh, before you reach, saying that why is he lying? This is, you see, when I give you the space to talk, it doesn't mean that what you are telling is the truth. So let's keep the part. No, let me continue, please. Let us keep the part that there is a question mark, and you listen to my clarification, and you believe it or not, and then you say maybe I'm a liar also, like you accused Kasim. From 3 days back, it was on Wednesday, I got a call from the consular of Kenya and Kasim, and I went to Badaro Street, Fawaz building, 2nd floor. While I was on the stairs, I didn't go on the elevator. I was afraid of the electricity. I reached the office. There was someone there bringing delivery. Someone opened for me the door. I asked for Mr. Kasim. I went inside. In 1 minute, we moved to meet the consul himself in Badaro Street, Fawaz building, 2nd floor. But let me tell you, Mesh, what happened. What happened is, the location of Badaro Consulate, you know what happened there.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember what have you done with the building of the consulate?
I know.
Very good. Do you think that the consulate...
Wait, what happened? Joseph,
okay. I will tell you. I will tell.
I got some people, I have some folks here, you know, they are maybe in Keno. They don't know what's happening. But go ahead.
Okay, let me tell you what happened from before, Nelson.
I know. Just tell the viewers. I know what happened.
Okay. What happened is, you know, on social media, let's go there. Where is the place? We go, we dance. You know all the stories. Some of the cases were having right cases to go there, but the majority of people which were there, they were like doing a revolution. No for the consulate, no for I don't know what, no. And they went to bring sprays and to write on all the building walls all over, from the ground floor till the 5th, and all the main image
the main building
of the building. Yeah. This consulate is renting an office in a building where there are people living with their families. You know that this street was closed by the Kenyans. There were barriers. You are not allowed to pass. Tell me, in which Arab country does this happen? And the police was sitting next to them, watching them, expressing what they want. The consulate reached a place where one of the major persons in the consulate, Kasim, I told you, and Mesh knows how they ran after his car. They broke the marble and they were taking the kid from, they were like 20 to 30 Kenyans. They were trying to take him and run. By God's sake, he could have catch him, and he ran away from that place. So yes, by that time,
there? When that was happening?
I don't know. I don't know if she was there.
Mesh, why are you there? Why you
Maybe
so
she
quiet?
was.
Mesh, why are you there? I'm asking you a question.
She was.
Mesh,
She
why are you
was.
there?
Yes. She was. Yeah, yeah. You were there, Mesh, and she was one of the she was one of the persons who were making the programs during all the day. Let me tell you, Nelson.
So what's
I
going on
was
now?
not there.
You were not there,
Okay,
but
so
you
that
were
I'm
was
not a man.
supporting.
2020.
No.
You were
Okay, so
supporting.
But
that was
I have
2020.
all the videos in my channel.
Yeah. So what I want to tell you
Okay.
is the consulate, by communicating with the ambassador, Her Excellency in Kuwait, they gave them the advice to close this place. Why? They took I don't know what you say, the sign which says, here is the consulate. They took it from the wall, but the consulate stayed
Oh,
inside with the offices. Why? Because it was like anyone who has a reason or no, because of this social media and newspapers and the TVs in Lebanon, Kenya, any lady would have enjoyed to see these festivals happening there. And there is the location where the consulate is, with a reason or no. I am telling you, there are cases which they need help, yes, but the majority was the festival more than the cases. So they moved away, they disappeared for a little time, then they are back working normally, hoping that will never close again because the consulate is doing the job needed. Two, concerning Qasim. Qasim is a part of the consulate who is not a partner for us. I represent the agencies in Lebanon, not the consulates in Lebanon. But I know in front of God, what he's trying to do is more than a person who's trying to solve things. It's more with feelings from the consulate himself. But at the end, when you want to make Qasim and the consular as a devil picture, no one will accept it. They can sit aside. They informed the embassy that we cannot solve it this way. What the consul asked from Her Excellency in Kuwait was, please send us a team, a Kenyan team, to be coming to Lebanon for a certain time every month or every 2 months. They can declare it and pronounce it to everyone that every 1 or 2 months, a team, technical team, which has experience in these cases, to come and solve the cases for the girls who does not want to talk, and this is a major point, to a Lebanese. Even if he's representing his consulate, most of them do not have the trust that this consular or any of his team is going to help us as if he's a Kenyan. Maybe they have the right to think as Kenyans, but we know that they were dealing with us as agencies as if they were the part of Kenya. They were running after us to seek the help for the Kenyans from our agencies, and we were like having tension with the consulate because they were dealing with us. So honestly, to tell you, no, they were dealing as if they are part from the Kenyans, but the Kenyans themselves do not want to trust that they are doing this. So our advice now through VO,
that talk to
this
Kenyans
will
who are in
reach.
Lebanon right now. Yeah,
I
talk to
hope
Kenyans who are in Lebanon because they're here.
Before the Kenyans, I hope that Her Excellency in Kuwait would send someone as a Kenyan a person from the embassy in Kuwait to be given a mission to Lebanon to come and help the consulate if they do not want to open an embassy in Lebanon under the flag of Embassy of Kenya, because you know Kuwait is covering part of the countries which are next to Kuwait. One of them is Lebanon. So this is why we have a consulate here. If they would send any Kenyan who would be the eyes and the ears of the Kenyan embassy, with the trust that the ambassador of Kenya in Kuwait have with Mr. Sharuha and his team. But how can you convince the Kenyans here that if they are talking to Lebanon, they are doing a good thing? You cannot convince them. So why not by having someone in the team from Kenya to be part of this group, to find solutions because they will be all working for the same target. It is to solve problems in the good way.
Mesh, let me come to you, Mesh. You having worked in Lebanon and actually you've been there for 7 years, looking forward to go back to Lebanon. And again, I repeat, there are thousands of comments coming in here, and we'll pick on some of them. Let's talk about this Kuwait situation. Kenyans here, they're saying, hey, look, if I have an issue, if I have a problem, it's the Kuwait embassy which is helping me. It's not the Kenyan consulate in Lebanon. How do you explain that? You, Mesh. I'm talking out to Mesh, not Joseph. Take a sip of coffee.
What I know, if you have a problem, if we have a problem, we were told you should call the Kuwait embassy. And for sure, I have some girls who have gone back in Kenya through Kuwait embassy, Mr. Saliba. Because if a girl have problem and we don't know if the office is working in Badaro, where will the girl go? So the Kuwait embassy, I would say it's hell.
I will tell you, Mesh. What happened is now we are trying to give some details for you to know what has happened exactly. The time where all that we have mentioned happened, the job and the responsibility of Her Excellency in Kuwait, she gave the orders to spread all the news for the Kenyans here. In case you have any case, please contact us on our numbers in Kuwait. The thing that was happening is the embassy there was communicating with one of the respected NGOs, the ones which we respect, not the cheap one. And these NGOs were dealing directly with the embassy there because there was a case that the consulate is not there. And even the embassy itself were communicating with the team of the consulate for some cases because you need documents, you need to have like passports, emergency passports. They were coming at the dark time where there's no one making revolution and breaking cars. They go up, they try to print, and they send so that they will not be facing any direct contact with the groups that were picturing that the consulate and the group were the people working against. So the relation between the embassy and the consulate is still there. In that time, yes, the embassy jumped to say, if you need any help, tell me. And they were sending to the NGO because they have the shelter, they are financed, and this is very important, that with a consulate and the consular paying from his pocket, he can help Mesh for 1 case, and 2 cases, and 3 cases. But did you ever pay any dollar, you as a citizen from Kenya, inside the consulate here to help others? No. Did he tell you, come and pay me? No. Did the government, did the Kenyan government come and gave this consulate a budget to solve? No. He was the one who volunteered to do this job. This job is to be done by embassies, but not by consulates. But he did this because he had the feeling that I don't want to fail. So the NGOs that the girls were going to, yes, there they have the shelter, they have the financial aids, they have the support, they have all the system, and they write for their reporters that we had like 15 cases from these nationalities this month, and they will get a new fund for their job. It is totally different. So the embassy is there, yes. The embassy told you contact me, yes, because she had a line, a branch to reach a solution. And now you want to contact the embassy, you can. Maybe they will direct you to the consulate, or maybe they will direct you directly to the NGO to try to find a solution. But for us, we know that the consulate is there, and the circumstances which came for it to close, the ones that I mentioned, it was not that they woke up in the morning and he took the sign and he closed the door. No, there was a revolution happening there.
Can we? I'm trying to before I bring you back, Mesh. Thank you. What I'm trying to do is every time we have a discussion about Lebanon with Joseph, Mesh, and the Kenyans who are actually right here who are watching who are in Lebanon, I always feel there's a big issue here. People have never healed from the past. People have never healed from what happened 2 years ago. People have never healed from when Kenyans were demonstrating in front of the embassy. There's always this constant reference of what happened in the past. I'm not here to discuss what has happened in the past. I'm here to fix the situation now. And then we say, hey, folks, this is what happened. This is where we are going. What do we want to see? We all agree, Mesh, you are there. We want to see better working conditions for Kenyans in Lebanon. We want to see that. Joseph, you agree. Number two, we want to make sure that every Kenyan is actually working under an agency that is legal, that the paperwork is processed properly. We want to see that happen. Moving on. Let's not talk about 1995. Let's not talk about what happened in the 80s. Let's talk about, this is 2022, folks. We got Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok. So let's focus on where do we move from there. You guys, you've been here. Vote TV is the platform that is the biggest platform when it comes to addressing issues that are affecting our sisters. We are trying. I've been working with Joseph back and forth. In a way, Kasim now is here. Now, do you know what I want to hear myself? Joseph, Mesh, and those who are here. Let's create a structure. Let's have an infrastructure whereby, for example, if we have any distress call, a Kenyan in Lebanon can, for example, go on Vote TV website and report. A Kenyan in Lebanon can call Joseph. A Kenyan in Lebanon can reach out to the embassy. Kasim was here. You have the phone numbers. You have the email. We have everything. And if we put all these things into practice, we can make this thing work. I'm here for the solutions. And we will focus on the solutions only. I'm very happy. In God's name. I didn't know Asika is going home tomorrow. That's a fact. We can Mesh. We can all jump and start saying, oh, some girls were defecating in front of the embassy 2 years ago. That was 2 years ago. The fact is, we had a Kenyan who said she had a problem, and guess what? She came to Vote TV. Joseph is here, reached out to Vote TV, and Irene is going back home tomorrow. That's good news. That's how you work. Having a system and having a structure. Number two, we know now for a fact, I didn't know that, the consulate is actually still operating. The only thing that they did, they removed the sign. Mesh, Joseph, they removed the sign to avoid all the drama. So let's heal from the past and focus on the present and the future. Like now, Joseph, let me actually give an example, and I'm going to let you, Mesh, come in. The Lebanon talk will never end. We will be doing this every week. Don't worry about it. We have time.
With pleasure.
Yesterday, Joseph, I played an audio.
With Mesh, please.
Yesterday, I had a case, and you guys who are watching, I played that audio. A victim reached out to me, and this is what happened, Joseph, and those who are watching. When she complained to the office, the owner of the office recorded an audio telling her, now you want to show me who's the big man? You want to know who's the big man in Lebanon? I'm going to go to court. I'm going to go to the police and report that you stole $10,000. This is my country, and I will make sure that you never leave Lebanon. I have that audio. I played that yesterday. Is that right? That's not right. No one is supposed to be here making threats to a Kenyan who's working in a country just because you don't have any position. So guys, and I'm going to beg you in God's name, again, Vote TV is here. The journey, let me go back to the Bible. You know, Joseph, I like making reference to the Bible. You know why? It's my favorite book. Mesh, I know, I don't know how many times you read the Bible, but you know the Bible and those who are watching. I'm going to tell you why the Bible for me is one of my favorite books. The journey from Egypt to Canaan was supposed to be 40 days. When God said, I'm freeing my children from slavery, it was supposed to be 40 days. It took them 400 years. You know why? Because they lost the focus. They never focused. So to my Kenyans in Lebanon, if you want us to make this journey to the promised land, let's focus and heal from the past. Mesh, the floor is yours. Joseph, take a sip of coffee. Go ahead.
Yeah. Mr. Joseph, I want you to clear for me something.
Yes.
The contract for coming to Lebanon, it is 2 years. But to Lebanese, the contract is 2 years, 3 months. Why do you have the 3 extra months?
Okay. Very good question. And I will tell you exactly how it happens. In Lebanon, every person who arrives to the airport, our government has nothing to do with a contract. Our immigration has nothing to do with a contract. All that they have is a visa. According to this visa, this person is allowed to enter this country. Once they arrive to the airport, a stamp on the passport gives them validity for free visa before jumping to make immigration or labor of ministry documents. It's a free 3 months visa to tell you in these 3 months, if you want to leave back as a government, not as agencies and about the procedure, cost and everything, for them, a 3 months free is given to them. When the family or the person who the lady is working with them, they want to start after the probation period happens for 2 months or 2 months and a half, they cannot skip the 3 months timing. It should be before 2 weeks that they proceed to make legal documents for a 1 year. So they go to make an Iqama for 1 year, and you had a 3 months here. The document says I have an Iqama for 1 year, but the reality is the lady is now will be 3 months plus 1 year. The same thing happens on the second year when they want to renew before the expiry of the immigration documents. They go to renew for another year. So the total will be 2 years being paid as money for the government's fees, plus a 3 months that has been given from our government for the arrival. Most of the Lebanese, when they have the lady leaving and they are paying her salaries, they would tell her, okay, instead of April, let us do it that you leave on May, June. Why? Because they have the expiry happening till July. So they're trying to gain the stay of the person which have stayed with them for 2 years and 1 month. Because they knew her, they are worried about whom are we expecting the new person. They got used to her. Some of the ladies go for this proposal in a very positive way. And some come to say, no, it's only 2 years. This is the contract. This is how it says. If the lady insists on saying, no, it's only 2 years and I want to leave back home, no one in the earth can stop her from going back home because it's her right. But yes, the Lebanese families try to win more 3 months on a paid salary with the person that they know is not a big crime that they are doing. It is a right for the Kenyan to stick to 2 years on the day, but it's not a crime if someone is in love with you, Mesh, to ask you to stay more for 3 months with him because you're leaving for good.
I'm gonna say something about that. I'm gonna say let me say something about that before you go, Mesh. The 3 months issue, and I'm gonna tell you this, Joseph, openly, and I hope you have your. Do you have maybe like some water? You have some water with some ice. Hope you got some water and some ice. Now
I will get.
Now.
Mesh.
Yes.
Nelson, he's out. We can continue together.
Yes. But why do some bosses, if someone finished 2 years and maybe the lady don't want to add the 3 months, they tell someone to pay the ticket? Why?
No.
Because I have such cases.
Yeah, if they will, they might. You know, in these cases, the families. Sorry, Nelson, we had a talk without you because you were disconnected. Welcome back, Nelson. Guys, this is Nelson back on his TV.
Welcome to Vote TV. Thank you. So what I wanted to say is some people, my phone is people are calling me like crazy. But anyway, my point is there are some Lebanese families who actually you find them telling the domestic worker, you must stay for this extra 3 months. If you don't stay for this extra 3 months, I'm gonna deduct 3 months salary and not pay you because it's mandatory. And that's what I think that's what the problem is.
That's the same question we were talking, me and Mesh, when you were disconnected. She asked me the same question. I am telling the people here, they try to push to the maximum because, you know, they are going to recruit someone new. Second, they are going to lose from the fees that they have paid for the government around 3 months. Plus, they got used to this person. If they throw this story that maybe by putting a pressure on this person, okay, if you will go before, I will make you pay this ticket, maybe they would reach a point that the girl would say, okay, let me stay more 3 months and later on I'm going back home. But now I'm telling you in front of all, any person can stick to the 2 years. The contracts that has been done with us as an agency between me and the person coming to recruit from my agency. There is a contract saying, now there is a return for the voice.
Give me a second.
Okay, Nelson, so what I'm telling you, if the person says, no, it is the time I want to leave, it is his time to leave, and they will not be paying $1 from his pocket. To make it fast, what we are trying to negotiate with the consulate now is to try to reach a memorandum between SORAL, the legal agencies, with the consulate to make the procedure comes in a good way, legal from day one till they reach to Lebanon. In this, it says the lady, before she goes back home, she's obliged to be passing by the office to sign on a paper that all the rights has been given and everything was being done in the good way. And this paper that we give with the acceptance in the same time with the consulate will be the document which will allow her to go back to her country. Other than this, it might happen that a family, I don't know what has happened, what they have done. Maybe they try to cheat the girl by the currency. Maybe they try to change the money from Lebanese to dollars. They try to cheat her. Let me say it again and again, Nelson. We cannot picture a case and go spread it that this is the identity of a country. Not for Kenya, not for Lebanon, not for any country. So if this stupid person who is telling the girl, this is my country, I will show you, and I will say that you stole $10,000. No, this is not happening. No, this is not happening like before. He has no evidence. The police station will tell him, go play next to your house, because before it was different than now. And we are growing up in this field. Every year is different than the year before. We are all changing. The brains are changing. The system is changing, but it needs more. Now you cannot go and tell any judge, yeah, I want to claim that the lady left and she stole $50,000 from my class. No, they would tell you, okay, go play another game. Give me an evidence.
Joseph, by the way, and Mesh, before, because these comments are flooding in. Joseph, there's a question right now.
No, sorry. There is a lady saying that, what would I do if the son of the family wants to marry me? Okay. Okay, dear. Faye,
that's for you.
Let's begin by saying, first of all, this is your decision. It cannot happen by force. So many cases happened that Lebanese are married with so many other nationalities, and of them are Kenyans. If you are in love, go tell the parents. If you are not in love, please just inform the family that your son is being stupid enough to show me this action. And if this is gonna happen again, I want to go back to my country, and you can communicate with your agency. If it's a legal agency, you are not here to marry, but if you reach the same conclusion, maybe you can invite us for the celebration. But if not, no one will force you. This is Lebanon, okay? This is Lebanon, not any other country. Nothing will be done by force, and Mesh knows that you cannot force anyone to marry you in Lebanon, right, Mesh?
Yeah, right.
Okay, Mesh, back to you. Back to you. Okay, back to you, Mesh. Let's go ahead. Again, let me actually say something today, and I'm going to repeat. We will be doing the Lebanon talk segments over and over again. So this is not the last one because listen, we cannot address 1,000 issues at the same time. Mesh, let's go back to you. What would you like to say?
I want to come to an issue of beating girls in the office. After we did an interview with you, Mr. Saliba, I got some few girl beatings from you. So I want to ask a question. Is beating the girls a solution?
Dear, like I told you before, and like what I'm reading now.
Yeah.
I can say so many things. You can say so many things. The ladies which communicated, they can say. We had cases which a girl tell us a story which shows by our investigation that it's a lie. We talked to some Lebanese. They try to picture us that the girl is living in heaven, and this shows that this is a lie. So just telling to hurt the name of Joseph Saliba, this is now, I'm 24 years in this field. I am the president of this syndicate, not by chance, because we have our reputation in Lebanon. Let us say if we did or not. I don't want to say no, we don't, or yes, we did, because my talk, for the ones who want to believe or no, let it be by the proofs. What I can say is, let's go to say. If this person who contacted you have a name, he can go and file a case. He has a consulate. He has an embassy. He has NGOs. Let them do the needed by the right place. But by just saying, the lady wants to get married, someone shout on me, we need to run after evidences, because I have people who love me and I have people who hate me, from Kenyans and from Lebanese. So let us not go into this. Tell me about a solid story and you will get my neck if I did anything wrong. Not only my words, my neck. So what we are trying to prove is, as parties from Lebanon who are concerned in this field, we are totally different than other countries which disappear. And I don't want to mention by name any country, but what I can assure you is that we are present. We are here for solutions. Now we had the person from the consulate who was directly, by 2 seconds, when Nelson told me what about Qasim, it took me 2 seconds to call Qasim. He told me I'm in, knowing that he needs a permission. So we have a consulate who is concerned. We have agencies who are concerned. We have someone who has a TV who is concerned. We have you who is now concerned. But I am telling you, let us go like what Nelson is saying. Let us do a neat and proper recruitment from all the countries, beginning by Kenya, which would show the lady where she's coming to, that she knows what she's going to come and work, the definitions of the job. What has she to do and what has she not to do? We cannot always ask for the rights of the way of Kenyans as if they don't have partners with them. When you are working in my house, Mesh, I am a partner with you in the same house. There is a system. You need your rights, but I am also expecting from you to give me all my rights. When you are taking and I am taking my rights, it's a win-win situation. When you want to be moody, you want to do it your own way while you're living in my house, and you want to be the winner alone, here comes the accident. When the Lebanese family wants to deal with this person who's working with them as if she's 2 persons or 3 and expecting from her to be a superwoman, the problem comes from them. So there is no case which says that the Lebanese are right and the Kenyans are wrong, or vice versa. There are cases. The problem is, some of the illegal person who are working in this field are trying to picture as if coming to Lebanon is as if you are coming to half a heaven. No, it's a job. When the Lebanese people are also traveling to other countries, they know that they are not going there for tourism. There is a system for the time where I should wake up, the time that I should give for the job, the time when I should be using my phone for fun, and when I should be giving the family their rights, for the children, for the women, for the neatness, for everything. You ask me for the rights of going out. Yes, it's a right, but also there is a blame on our government to protect this when it happens. And it's a big chain. It should start in a place. We as Sora are trying to do everything to have it smooth being done, to explain to the girls coming. Now, each application in our agencies, we are getting a video from the ladies going while they are in Kenya, saying, hello, my name is Joseph. I am this old. I have these kids. I want to come to Lebanon. I like to work with children. I like to take care of elder people. This is part one, to make sure by her voice that she knows that not even our agents are cheating. This is one. Two, we are dealing with agents. If these agents are going to make bad faults on our bad way of dealing in this, for the first time you can forgive, but for the second time you will tell him, go away. Many others are waiting. So you go to work with the serious people who shoulder with you the problems and work with you in honesty. But it all begins here, my friend Nelson.
Yeah.
Is this person going to travel to Lebanon convinced of the definition of the job? This should have a platform for 4 or 5 hours. You are coming to Lebanon as...
Yeah.
Yes.
You are coming to Lebanon to work under a definition which is very clear before arriving here. You are coming to work as a domestic helper for a certain contract. Am I convinced to go and do this job? What does this job need from me? What sacrifices I'm gonna give? What rights I should be asking for? What are the guarantees there? What is the insurance if I had a problem? But it begins by the idea. Am I convinced that I am going to do the job under the definition of a domestic helper? Because some arrives here and begins to show another identity. They want to jump from a domestic helper into so many addresses which does not fit our families, which does not fit our community. Maybe if you will go on TikTok, Nelson, now, as a lady from Kenya.
Hey, bro.
Let me. I'm telling you what I feel, because I want to reach every person. I'm not putting gloves. I'm telling you what we have inside our brains and our hearts. If I would see my daughter in a certain age going on a TikTok, putting this lovely Kenyan songs, which we like now because we're here to it, okay? And she goes to show her fitness and her lovely body and the dance on TikTok. And I know that she's doing this in the bedroom of my wife, or wearing the clothes of my wife, or while my children are next to her. I would not feel that happy because we have our privacy. Maybe there, or the mentalities from one city to another, not from one country to another, it differs. So you cannot blame me if I have these restrictions to keep privacy from my house while she wants to have fun. And I discovered this, and the clash becomes in that second that the Lebanese people would tell you, I'm sending for you now the video what she's doing on social media. I will be waiting on my phone, and then I will see, you know, I cannot dance the same, and then I cannot blame him. But in the same time, when he goes to shout or to reach a level of like abusing her in a bad way, we say, hey, hold on, bring the lady here back, we will talk to her. He did not do wrong, she did not do a crime, but the definition was not respected. You are here on a certain job, it is domestic helper job. If you are a dancer, dance when you are in Kenya, or put on the visa, I want to come under the name of a dancer, even if it is a lovely thing to be done, or now a trend on Facebook or TikTok, but you are not allowed to do it. I'm giving you an example just to show you. Some small details take you from small problems into bigger cases, because it begins from a place that we did not understand the definition right. On the other side, and I will finish here, also the Lebanese people should know that when I'm getting someone from a country that has his own, Kenya or other than Kenya, they have their own way of living, the way how they think, the way what do they eat. I should be also responsible to understand the definition that I will be dealing with a domestic helper as a person taking care of this person. As long as she's here, she has rights on me. I have to deal with her in a good way, in a generous way. We cannot talk about food, and this Lipton tea should be put in the cup for 4 times because they want to begin the economical crisis by the cup of this tea. No, we also do not agree on this.
The milk. And don't forget the milk and the sugar. That's the Kenyan way.
I know. This is why I'm telling you. In the middle of all this, there is an agency who is standing in the middle, having someone coming from Kenya and having on the other side the Lebanese people who want this service. Never we will be on the side of a person, whoever he was, Kenyan or Lebanese. We are with the case. If the case deserves the help of the Lebanese people, we go help. If the case needs a help for the Kenyan, we go do it. These are the legal agencies under SOLAL agencies doing now. So if you are coming to Lebanon under an illegal agency, it's not the right person, Joseph Saliba, to advise you. It is your decision. My advice for you is to select the agents in your country who are dealing with legal agencies under SOLAL syndicate, especially. And then you can judge us, Nelson, if there is any mistreatment or we did not go follow or we did not go for solutions. Then we can be blamed.
That's right. I want to do this. The Lebanon Talk segment is one of my favorite, by the way, just FYI. I love actually dealing with the Lebanon issues and dealing with Lebanon cases directly. Let's end the show on a high note. There's this comment that has caught my attention. The name is Wamboi. Wamboi is saying, and actually Joseph and Mesh, you can see on the screen. She is saying, I'm in this country 11 years. And my opinion is when the boss is good, and all is good, I travel home even twice a year. But now there's something else she added after that, and I want to put this on the screen if I can get this quickly. Look at this. I thank God I came as a helper, but got promoted to an office administrator and accountant. God bless my best boss ever. She came as a domestic helper, and she's now working in the office 11 years. What am I saying? Let's forget the past and let's focus on the new Lebanon. Joseph with his syndicate of legal agencies, people like Mesh who can come here and advise. Now we have access. VoTV is here. Have access to the consulate. We'll work together. We will work together. Lebanon is a small country. It's only 4 million people, folks. This is nothing, bro. We can easily micromanage 4 million people. A country with 4 million people. How many Kenyans are in Lebanon, Joseph? 100,000? 50,000? 20,000?
I can tell you, I can tell you about this year documented visas until August 2022. It is from the beginning of 2022 till August. How many visas we got? The Kenyans were around 6,800.
That's a joke, man. I mean, you want to tell me that we cannot micromanage 6,000 people if we have the structure, if we have the system, and if we have the infrastructure? Mesh.
No. But you should not forget that we have. This is coming.
I'm just saying.
Let's say there are around 30, 40, 50,000 persons.
50,000 Kenyan. Yeah. So you want to tell me? Listen, the system. We can micromanage just with one system. If we have the system, we can get these things done. And now, by the way, let me also say, the last segment which we had and Mesh was here, the issue about beatings was addressed. The last time that we were here, we addressed a lot of issues. But now what we're going to do is this. We've been here for over 2 hours. By the way, this is the longest VoTV primetime show that I've ever hosted, over 2 hours. But I'm very happy what we've been able to discuss. To all the viewers, if you're new here, remember again, don't forget to subscribe to the channels as we continue to grow. Mesh made a special request about hosting Lebanon Talk. And I said yes. Mesh, you made that request yesterday. Today you had Kasim. You thought you were dreaming. You thought it was a movie. It happened.
Yeah.
We had someone from the consulate. So we're going to keep on having these conversations and have these discussions as we proceed. Joseph, thank you very much. Don't forget to send me the videos of Irene Wasike going back home.
Tomorrow.
She's going back
tomorrow.
Home. Our God,
Thanks,
our
God.
God in heaven, our God in heaven has made this possible. When you have a system in place, things can work. Mesh, tutakaa pamoja, we'll stay in touch.
Yeah.
And folks, have a good night. For me, it's time for me to go and have some lunch. Joseph,
Enjoy.
Get some cold water. Get some cold water. Get some leftover
I will.
tea.
I will.
And we take it from there. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my friend. Bye. Good luck. Bye. Bye.